Hey, this is Chuck from Aquatic Artists, and we are here today with our Chief Operating Officer, Kevin Baker,
Hello.
who has been a friend for over 20 years. And I convinced him to come work here a couple of years ago. So tell us your journey, Kevin, and how you ended up here.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I've known Chuck for a long time, and we've been friends for many years. I was in corporate America. My history, I'm an IT guy that got into forensic litigation for IT matters. So digital forensics was my specialty. So for 20 years, I worked in Philadelphia in a lot of litigation, very white collar industry. Everybody's very buttoned up, suits, whole nine yards. So a few years ago, Chuck was talking about growing Aquatic Artists and how he was looking for somebody, and kind of blindsided me with this idea that I'd be a great fit at a construction company that builds waterfalls, with my background. Now, I did have a finance background and did a lot of financial litigation, but it certainly has been an amazing journey, transformational, I would say, going from what was a completely different environment to Aquatic Artists, which, every day is different, from engineering to jumping a skid steer. It's everything that you get with a construction company, everything that you get with a product development company. And it's just been a lot of fun getting to know the guys and changing perspective in both what's possible and also all the things that we are doing and all the facets of that I couldn't imagine when I came on board. So I am so blessed to be here. I'm so happy to work with you and the rest of the team. It has certainly been a very positive step in my life. So thank you for the opportunity. I'm glad this has worked out so well.
Yeah, so it's really funny. Like, everybody I know, when we did this a couple of years ago, it's been 3 years, everybody I know is like, what are you hiring a computer guy for? And everybody Kevin knows, like, what are you going to work for a construction company for? Like, it was kind of funny, both ends of it. But it's been a great experience, you know what I mean? Like, having a great number two that kind of offsets, you're kind of one way, I'm a bit creative and kind of out there, and Kevin's is also creative, which is shocking. He's like creative and smart and understands engineering, but also the buttoned up part, the finance, the accounting, the background, the litigation, the liability, and all those things that go along. So I think it's really a great fit where it allows me to kind of be more on the creative side and come up with ideas, and then having someone super competent that you trust and get along with and have a relationship with to kind of bring these things together. And we've done a lot of really great things over the last couple of years, going down a lot of paths. Some worked out better than others, you know what I mean? But now we're developing a landscape division. We're developing a product company that is going to complement our waterfalls, and we developed with accessories. So there's a lot of moving parts, and there's a lot of pieces to that. Like, anybody can come up with an idea for something, but to turn an idea into a product, a viable product you can sell, that's the journey. That's the journey. You know what I mean? And that's what we're going through.
One of the things that makes this such an enjoyable experience is it's such a dynamic company, and there's so much going on, and you're willing to take risks. Sometimes things don't work out as well as you would hope, but that doesn't mean you don't go back up to bat and knock another one out of the park. Why don't you talk a little bit about Aquatic Artists, the history of Aquatic Artists, how you got to this point?
Yeah. So we started out, I've been doing this my whole life. I'm 52, since I was a kid, 15 years old. Started out as a kid cutting lawns, and then developed it into a landscaping business, all through college and all that. And then after college, continued doing it. And then it evolved into a hardscape company and all that. And then probably 22 years ago, we changed it from a water landscaping company to a pond and waterfall building company, and changed the business from from Chuck's Landscape to Aquatic Artists. And we were mainly a pond building company, building a lot of ponds and water gardens. And then we kind of evolved into the pool industry, because there was no real waterfall guy for the pool industry. Like, people building waterfalls on pools, it was kind of an afterthought, and the landscaper did it or the mason did it, but nobody ever really did it right. And there was a lot of challenges to overcome, which we overcame those challenges, and kind of developed our own process and built a lot of relationships. And that was probably 2005. So fast forward 20 years, we have the same people, which is amazing. We have the same project managers have been with us since the beginning, and they're the reason, a huge reason for our success. And now we're kind of the waterfall guys, for the pool industry in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland. And now we've evolved into, into a product company. We developed Genesis waterfall kits, which are, kits, natural stone, custom designed waterfall kits that can be shipped anywhere in the country and installed in a couple hours with 2 guys with no specialty skills, tools, or equipment. And now we're developing an accessory line around that. In addition to a landscape division, like we're going back and having sort of a white glove landscape division based on design, only for the customers that have hired us to build waterfalls. So there's a lot of moving parts, and it always is evolving and creative and fun and stressful.
There's some stress, but it is, we do have a lot of fun, and you have to be very thankful. The team here is just top notch, gets things done. There's no drama. I couldn't be happier with how some of our guys perform and how well they work together. Because it's not an easy place. Every day, there's another off the wall idea. There's something that needs to be figured out. And the speed at which things change around here is just incredible. So it really is. I'm very thankful that our team operates at the level they do and are willing to pivot sometimes by the minute on ideas. So.
Yeah, innovation. I think that's our middle name, right? Is constantly changing at a rapid pace and being very adaptive to the market. And that's what we're going to continue to do with Genesis waterfall kits. So.
Well, it's been great. Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate the time,
Yep.
and look forward to the next one.
Yeah, man. Sounds good. Thank you.